The hour's getting late and the land is for sure dry, but Amanda, you're gonna go ahead and go out and plant some forage trials out in these research plots.
Yeah, if you see in the forecast, it's been weeks since we haven't seen a significant amount of rain in the state. Look at the plant available water in the Mesonet website, it's really low, so we really need a rain. And so right now we just made a decision to dust it in some wheat and pray for the rain by the end of the week.
So you mentioned making a decisions for our dual purpose producers and who have those systems. They are facing some decisions right now, whether to dust it in or wait for a rain.
Yeah, and those decisions, they are farm by farm call that producers just need to make based on the source of risks that they are willing to take. There is this chance of dusting and hoping for the rain, but there could be a risk that we don't get enough amount of rain, or we get enough amount of rain to germinate the seed but not to sustain the seedling, so that could be something. Or we wait to plant after the rain. So those are just decisions that producer will need to make based on their source of risk they're willing to take.
And waiting for after a rain, there's also considerations that producers need to take because of the available forage that their livestock are going to have able to graze.
Yes, and that is an issue right now because the more we wait, drier it is. We don't get enough rain. We delay our planting, delay germination, and reduce our forage yield potential for sure.
What are some things they need to consider when they're actually planting?
I think the main thing to think about is the depth. I'm comfortable with 0.75 to 1 inch as far as depth. I know here we don't have many issues with winter kill like the northern states. I would be a little nervous of going too shallow, so that's just my thought. I know some producers try to plant some, the ground is really hard and they're not even able to get it in the ground. So and so those are the cases that maybe waiting for the rain is the best solution.
Amanda, the last time we talked to you, you had some great info about seeding rates and a lot of aspects that go into planting. But for the producers who are going to put off, for grain only systems, put off planting until maybe November, does the seeding rate change at all?
Yeah, usually we recommend increasing the seeding rate the more you get out of that optimal window, just because plants won't have enough time to tiller and develop before that winter come in. And so, but those are decisions hopefully they will have to make later on. We've seen some benefits also from having seed treatment. And also just keeping in mind that seed treatment, we have seen some benefits from having it, especially for fungi diseases and helping the wheat to have a good establishment and a good start.
Well, hopefully a lot of producers throughout the state saw some rain this past week, and we'll check back in with you in a couple weeks just to see how the situation's unfolding. All right, thanks, Amanda. Dr. Amanda Silva, small grain specialist here at Oklahoma State University.